So before we watch the bow video, you guys know I'm a bow main. You know that I basically don't play anything else. Don't make me bring up my Monster Hunter World save on PC. I literally haven't touched a different weapon in World on PC. I played Sword and Shield on PS4, but I haven't done it on PC yet. Yeah, so I play bow. I'm a bow addict. I play bow in Dragon's Dogma 2. Before we watch the video, I want to do a little bit of like what I hope to see and what I think they're going to do based on what we've seen with other weapons. Just to see if I can maybe be correct about one thing in my life about Monster Hunter Wilds, because that would be lovely. And if that thing that I'm correct about is bow, that's great. Because I've been wrong about everything else. So, based on what I have seen them do with other weapons, they seem to be incorporating like the base of the weapon from World, right? Like the weapons are very World, Monster Hunter World, but they've incorporated a lot of Rise stuff in there, which makes sense because a lot of people loved many weapons in Monster Hunter Rise, and bow was one of those weapons that I've consistently heard everyone, and I'm one of those people, say that this is like the most fun bow. Rise bow is insane and so freaking fun. So what I think they're gonna do, because I always think that you have to differentiate between heavy bowgun, light bowgun, and bow. You have to separate them in some way. So what are they going to do to separate bow, especially from light bowgun that is incredibly mobile? And my thought is that they're going to make it have more mobility by adding like different type of mobility moves. Maybe like Dragon's Dogma 2 is kind of a good example of that. Dragon's Dogma allowed you to jump on an enemy and kick back and shoot them. Something like that would be really, really dope. And I think they're going to make it to where they're going to incentivize you to play in the pocket of the monster. So instead of being like further back from the monster, I think they're going to incentivize you to be close to the monster, playing in their face, being up close, and like whether they bring dodge bolt back from Rise, where you do a dodge and you have these massive iframes and you do damage to the monster because you are close to them and you're dodging, something like that. I think they're gonna go that route. They're gonna be super mobile, enable you to play right next to the monster, incentivize you to be very aggressive next to the monster, and use your maneuverability to dodge and stuff. So that's what I think they're gonna do. I'm so nervous. I haven't seen it yet. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. We're pressing the button. What in the Three Musketeer ass armor is Wait, oh, okay. Okay, these are your regular shots. That's power coding, but there's only 8, and that's weird. We'll talk about that later. Charging the bow, yep, that's normal. Yep. Oh, what was that? Okay. Dodged it. There's a jump? What do you mean there's a jump? What? Tracer. Homing. Homing. Oh. I have so many questions. Up. Arrows raining down. Magic Archer? What the fudge was that? Hello? What was... What was that? What? Okay, I'm gonna watch it at normal speed and pause, and then I might have to watch the whole goddamn thing in like 0.25 speed, because I felt like that was a lot. There was a lot going on. I saw Dragon's Dogma 2 Magic Archer. I saw the aerial move, which now I'm forgetting literally everything. I forgot what everything's called. I saw the rock rolling down thing, but they're not rocks, they're arrows. I saw a dragon piercer. I saw there's a homing arrows. You can jump. I don't know why you're jumping. We'll see. We'll see if dude, what I'm up to. But what's this from? I don't freaking know. Does anyone know where this is from yet? Or is this another, like, this is a new monster situation? I'm seeing some scaly stuff and 3 musketeer ass motherfucker. Now, this is a man. We'll take a look at the website and, like, look at the details later. But yeah, it's looking scaly. Scaly, but also, that's really interesting. Because it's scaly, but it's like a lighter leathery armor kind of look, which is interesting. That's Dragon Piercer. That's just straight up Dragon Piercer. This, I need to look at this because this is the female armor. What the fudge is that? This is the female armor. Dang. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So this is normal. Mid-range weapon that uses arrow attacks. Yeah, this is normal. You're just attacking. You're doing your regular attacks. And then you're doing your spread attack. Now this is weird. This is weird because in other Monster Hunters, you have 50 power coatings. This says 8. Also, it has this like you have with bow guns, which is weird. That's different. What are they doing with that? I don't know what that means. Because normally, like bow coatings have, you know, power coating is 50. You've got others that have 20. So you don't have, excuse me, I'm burping. So you don't have this number. You always have too many coatings to put in a UI like this. I mean, I guess you could, but having 50 of these things would look ridiculous. So it seems like they're kind of reworking coatings quite a bit. So either you have maybe a way to restock on Sacred and you want to be getting on Sacred and restocking, or I'm leaning more towards they're just changing the way that power coating works and coatings in general. I think they're probably just wiggling with some numbers would be my guess. Sussy power coatings. Got it. Charge your arrows. Yep, that's normal. We charge. Good. Now this, what is that? Because this is not dodgeball, right? That is not dodgeball. This is a perfect dodge. So in Wilds, we have a lot of stuff going on that's counters, parries, counterattacks, perfect guards. Whereas this is perfect dodge. This is perfect dodge. And I wonder if you do the dodge when a monster isn't charging you, if it goes all shiny. Adept dodge, that's the name of it. Yeah, that is the name of it. Yeah. He glow. So I think the reason that the glow is happening is because you're hitting it right at the perfect time for it to be a perfect dodge. I think that's what's going on here. Now, we don't get to see him dodging just in general with that without a monster charging him. So I don't know for sure, but based on what we've seen with other Wilds weapons, with them having guards and also like perfect guards, I would guess that there's a dodge and a perfect dodge, you know? So we're charging, we're dodging. Okay, we're dodging, we're perfect dodging. That's definitely a perfect dodge. There's an audio cue and there's a visual effect showing that you perfectly timed the dodge. Right. Now this, why are we jumping? I mean, I love jumping. Jumping is very fun. But I'm wondering, so there's a couple things. We'll slow it down, but you can see that we're shooting 1, 2, 3, 4. We're shooting 5 arrows when you're jumping. So that's really interesting because you see them also doing, I wonder how many it shoots when, no. When you're just shooting in general. I might have to slow that down to see. It's probably also 5. But we'll have to, I'll slow it down and watch it all slow. But yeah, so that's interesting. So you have a jump. I mean, it means that you could build into jumping attacks or something. Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering because, you know, with aerial aim, you went really high up in the sky. So you could actually use that to dodge a lot of abilities because you were so high up. But this isn't that this isn't that big of a jump. It's kind of a little jump. You could dodge it. You could dodge little things. Now this is new, but it does remind me of the Rise move. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. Does anyone remember what it's? Now I'm gonna have to look that up too. Hold on a second. So stake thrust is a move in Monster Hunter Rise where you put this into the monster. And I'll read the description for you guys. Insert stake into monster, and then it will do approximately half damage of each arrow that hits the monster for 12 ticks. Also carries status damage of the arrow or shot type used, so you can use it to stake status or stun with absolute power shot. So it's obviously different, but this move was really cool, but was actually quite hard to use because you had to get close up, you had to stab them with it, and then you had to aim at a very specific point to build up that damage of the stake. So it does remind me of that, and it was really cool. It did a lot of damage, but it was a little difficult to use. It was a little difficult. So this makes me wonder if they have just taken the idea of stake thrust from Monster Hunter Rise and added it into Wilds with obviously quite a big change because this is totally new. So this is different. Hitting a monster with a tracer will cause arrows to home in on it. Let me see this. Well, actually, I'll look at that in more detail when we slow it down. So yeah, you can see all of the arrows are just homing in on it like immediately. And there's not even, it doesn't even seem to have a wide curve or anything. It's just like, it just goes right there. And Dragon Piercer, of course, also homes in on it. Traces will explode after being dealt enough damage or enough time passes. So I assume that it'll do more damage. Okay, so I would assume that it would work in one of two ways. Either it does more damage if you manage to blow it up by actually physically hitting it than if it just enough time passes and it blows up, or you're going to get more DPS out of it if you're using attacks to have it explode because you're going to be able to put another tracer in them. Can you have multiple tracers? I would guess no, but yeah, I would guess no. But this is crazy. This is ridiculous. So every single attack that you are doing with the bow is homing those arrows in. That includes Dragon Piercer. That includes Spread Shot. That includes from the jumping attack that we saw. And that makes me wonder if that is where the jumping attack is going to be kind of nuts. It does make me wonder if the jumping attack is going to be nuts because you're sending out, here, 5 arrows and all of them are going to home into that one spot to hit it. So I'm now imagining that I could do like an aerial attack build and use this attack with the tracer in a monster to, man, we'll see. That's really exciting. That's crazy. I'm really surprised. It was like a homing freaking thing. Now this is our focus mode. I'm so curious. Yeah, Blue, like what you said. I'm curious, will these home on the monster if you have a tracer in? Because these are sticking to him, no? Right? We'll see when I slow it down. But you can see it in his hand. It looks like it's sticking to him. And then you straight up have the Dragon's Dogma Magic Archer. This is the Magic Archer Dragon's Dogma. Where it's focusing in on all of these different points. And then you shoot. This is doing little damage, But I assume that it's sticking to him? Like you can... What are these damage numbers, bro? What are these damage numbers? So we're in focus mode this entire time. And then this is a super fast dragon piercer. That is so fast. So I wonder if you're in focus mode, if dragon piercer is faster, because that looked faster than this. Is it faster? It looks fast. It looks faster than world either way. Oh, maybe it's the same. It looks really fast. It looks really, really fast. This... The aerial move is back. However, it's a little less exciting because this is a sneak attack. So I am really glad that it's back because I do love it, but you're not going to be able to do this in the middle of combat with a monster. You're only going to be able to open up combat with this. But I'm glad it's back in some form, all right? I'll take it. They did everything I wanted. They did everything that I wanted them to do with Bo. I'll break that down after, while we're watching through, after I've figured out what's going on. But I'm pretty sure they've done everything that I wanted. There's the perfect... And they did that too! What's that called? Thousand Dragons? Is that what it's called? In World Iceborne, they added this move where you would take your slinger ammo and put it in the bow and shoot it. But they just seem like they're grabbing arrows and doing it. Damn, it's literally got everything. It's literally got everything in it. Oh my god, everything is here. It's everything. Oof. Okay, now we're going to watch all of it, the whole thing, in slow motion. It'll be worth it. I think we're going to be able to see quite a lot. There's a lot going on in here, man. It's crazy. So I wanted the aerial attack. I wanted more movement. I wanted some kind of dodge bolt back. We don't have dodge bolt, but it's similar in terms of the play style that you will play whilst wielding bow. You want to be close to the monster, dodging at the last second to get the perfect dodges going. Flashbang. We definitely need to look at the female armor because it looks... I definitely prefer the female armor. I mean, I like the little musketeer hat. It's cute, but I like whatever's going on over there. So they start off with just showing you shooting your bow. Look at you go. Shooting your bow, shooting your other arrows, going between your spread and your normal shots. Very cool. Very cool. This power coding, very different. You apply it the same way, it's got the same animation, but the UI is totally different. You normally have 50, now you have 8, and you have a new UI element that shows in the middle of your screen. You going through the power coding. Showing charging, so charging your arrows is still there, which I expected. This is a kind of a core element of bow. Okay, so we're charging arrows, very normal. High mobility. So now we get to see the dodge in slow motion. That is so fancy. We're doing some Olympic gymnastic stuff. We're being Olympic gymnasts on the battlefield. It's not just like a little bit of a flip. You're doing like multiple flips. So you can see look at that shine. Oof. So we do one flip forward to the side, going around. We're going around again. Then we land. Got some more spread shots coming out. Oh, we can see how many arrows that was. Is this a water bow? Oh, it is a water bow. It is a water bow. So we get to see the little dodge here, which your dodge dancing bow is back, as expected it would be. There's your dodge to charge the bow, so we know that that is back. And then we got to jump. What am I going to jump over with that attack? I don't freaking know. Something. But even if I can't use it to dodge, I mean, you will be able to use it to dodge certain monster attacks. But I am envisioning being able to make an aerial attack build where you do more damage in the air and just doing something really silly with jumping and the tracer arrows. I think that'll be really fun. But I love, if they want to add more jumps, more hops, more leaps, more spinning in the sky to bow, I'm all about it. I love that. I love it. And then here you get to see that there's 5. I'll count them just to make sure, but there's definitely 5. The arrows are massive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 arrows into the moonster. And then here we get to see the tracer. So I want to see if I can figure out more what's going on here. So you load up, obviously you're pressing a button to make it a tracer. Shoot it into the monster's head. Note that, I don't know if this is important to note, but they do charge the bow once before shooting the tracer. So I don't know if you can just like press the tracer button and shoot it right away, or if you press the tracer button, charge it once and then shoot it, but just worth bringing up. It is one charge before you hit it. Seems to just the tracer shot in general. I don't know if he's already weak, but it kind of left the monster reeling more than I would expect just from putting like a tracer in him. And then this is nuts, man. Look at that. But all of those are homing in to the freaking tracer, which is insanity. And then he's going to whip out a dragon piercer. So there's the spread. Look at that. Boo! Look at that. That homing is insane. Is that 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. No, that is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. So every time you do that, all of those arrows, instead of it being spread across a monster's body, are all going to be going into that one spot. Now, my question with this is there a... I assume there's a fall off, right? Like there's a range to which you can do this, I would assume. I would assume that if you're not within the correct range of the monster, that the arrows aren't going to track home. So I would assume that you can't have 2 tracers active, and that the reason why you're going to want to try and pump as much damage into it as possible is to blow it up so that you can put another one in the monster. Do they mention hitting a monster with a tracer? I would doubt that it's like a new ammo that you have to load. It's possible, right? Like anything is possible, that it's you have to have tracers on your person in order to shoot them. And that would limit the usage of tracer because you only have the amount that you have in your pocket. We don't have any UI elements here, so we don't know for sure. It's always possible. Yeah, very curious about more information about it, but I don't mind it. You know why I don't mind it? Because I'm going to be flinging my ass around the battlefield, jumping up into the sky, doing flips, and my arrows are going to hit them. Okay, tracer. So yeah, this is how I'm envisioning myself playing this, is adding the tracer to the monster and then just repeatedly jumping. Dodge, spread shot, dodge, jump, shoot. And then you'll see them do Dragon Piercer here in a second. So here's the Dragon Piercer. Bring. I want to see this in frame by frame. Frame, 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 frame. There it goes. Oh, it takes a while to shoot it. Jesus Christ. Bang. God, that literally looks like a homing missile. It looks like a missile when you shoot Dragon Piercer into the tracer. That's crazy. I also do wonder about the homing. Like, can I shoot behind me and it shoots at the monster? Probably not. Can I aim like at their foot and it goes? It's kind of hard to say. Okay, now this is also interesting. So this is focus mode. We've kept the falling attack, but it's no longer rocks. It's arrows, which I think is cool. And then you can see on the monster's paw that the arrow is stuck in him. See that? The arrow is stuck on the monster. But I don't see any stuck on his back, so I don't really know. And then this is we're now a mech. I'm a mech bow woman. I'm a woman mech. Yeah, they're in his foot. You see? They're all on the foot. I don't see him on his body, though, which is why it's confusing me. But there's definitely arrows that are still in the foot. And you can see in this. So this is targeting spots on the monster's body, right? Like this big triangle. This small triangle is actually picking up arrows. So you're locking onto monster parts, like their actual body. And then this is locking onto the arrows that dropped and are in the monster. Dang. At least I think that's what's going on. It might be locking on. I think. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could see it. What the heck? You can actually see it. Okay. So after we get on, okay, watch this. Watch right here. Look at this. Where you going, little fella? And then it's finally found, I guess, an arrow down here. Oh, man. Yeah, it's locking onto, because Kliss is clearly locked onto a weak point. I assume this is locked onto this weak point over here. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna guess a weak point. But these are arrows for sure. Those are definitely arrows that it's locked onto. That's just locked onto the weak point as in like the head. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, man. There's another arrow here. What the heck? Yeah, so we have visual confirmation that you can see like a sparky arrow sticking here. And we also see the targeting locked onto that same arrow. So I'm going to guess that the focus attack is a 2-part thing where the arrows fall and then you focus to kind of lock onto those arrows that fell on the monster. And then I assume when it turns this color, that's when you've actually like acquired the target. Because it goes from gray to this kind of yellow. Jesus Christ! We don't have any names of anything. Oh my God, look at those arrows. There they go. Boop, 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 boop. Jesus Christ. And then we do a dragon piercer, a really fast dragon piercer. And you can see right here, look. You can see arrows sticking out, an arrow here. Dragon piercer. And then it hits everything. Jesus. That's a lot of damage. So that was actually interesting. Rain the non-rocks that used to be rocks. Pew, 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 pew. Arrows get stuck in monster. Pew, 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 pew. And you can see a lot of them miss, right? Because the attack is over here. So maybe if the monster had stayed there, we would have seen a more obvious visual showing that all of them are stuck in him. And then the rest probably fall behind him. And then this is picking up the lock-on of the wounds, the weak spots, and the arrows that have dropped and are locked into the monster. And then we shoot an absurd amount of arrows, which also, like, are in the monster. And then you have Dragon Piercer. This is still focus mode because you can see the red. And then boom, 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 150, 150. And then we're out of focus mode here. See that? We're out of focus mode. And then he goes back into focus mode. I think that's what that is. And then we do get to live our aerial dreams just a little bit at the beginning of a fight. There's that freaking flip again. And there's 1,000 dragons. But it's a little different. But mostly the same, but a little different. Oh my god. Now we get to see it all come together with all the things that we've seen so far. I'm so curious what they've done with coatings. I would guess that coatings have got kind of a mini rework. You know what, actually? I wonder if it's just some kind of power shifting. Because if you are someone who uses bow a lot, what you would be doing is you have 50 power coatings, right? And then you bring enough materials to craft more power coatings while you're on the field. So a lot of your power came from power coatings. So it could be that power coatings are the same, or coatings are generally the same. I wouldn't be surprised if they're a little bit stronger, because going from 50 to 8 is a big jump. But maybe they've shifted that power into using the tracer instead. So it's like, here's power coating. It's still here. It still does stuff, but we've shifted some of the power away from coatings into your tracer now. Very interesting. I have so many questions. I think they've just pulled away from power coating is where all of your like big deeps comes from. Here's power coating. To here's some power coating. It's still really strong, but you also have tracers. So we're splitting the power between these two things. Maybe. Maybe. You know what? It would incentivize you to use your coatings more efficiently. Like use it when you're at max stacks. Max charge, sorry. Before shooting it. Or maybe you only want to use power coating when you have a tracer in a monster. I don't know. I have so many questions and theories of like how best to use all of this stuff. This is a long charge, right? That is a long, this is a long process for your focus move. It's a very long process for your focus move. You're dropping arrows on them, you're targeting. So you're going to need to have a pretty big opening in order to do that whole thing. Because you need that opening and then you need this opening. Might be pretty hard to get off. I guess it looks like you can shoot it at any time. So maybe you could just shoot it early and it won't be able to target absolutely everything. I don't know. We'll see. And then into the Dragon Piercer. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just can't believe it. It's basically got everything I wanted. But yeah, look at this. Look at this. So this is a ponytail coming from your helmet. You have your eyes covered on female armor, which is like not a thing that really happens very often. And then you have a ponytail of what looks like a reptile skin. This red and blue. Dang. Or like a dragon or a snake or something. A mid-range weapon that uses a variety of arrow-based attacks. Charge your arrows to increase their damage. The bow also boasts high mobility. Hitting a monster with a tracer will cause arrows to home in on it. Tracers will explode after being dealt enough damage or enough time passes. That's all we have about it. I like the female armor a lot. I don't know what freaking monster this comes from. I'm gonna guess. What kind of monster would have a Three Musketeers ass looking hat for the man and then Melania bow of Michelob for the lady? A snake with a cowboy hat. I think snake actually does make sense. I think snake does make sense. I don't know what to do with my life anymore. I don't know what to do. You have 2 more to go. Dual blades and lance. Guys, I know I said that I was going to play bow and also another weapon, but I might be back to saying I'm going to use 2 bows. I do want to use other weapons. Like, I do. I like the guarding. I could pick a weapon that has a clash attack. That would be cool. That would be good. But also, am I really going to get on sacred and switch to a different weapon? Yeah, I'm going to switch from my fire bow to my water bow.